everybody. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to have me speak with you today, but most importantly, thank you for being here to connect and support local businesses here in Ocala. So, like the speaker said, my name is Jeff Bairstow. I am the founder and CEO of Sentry Service Investigations. So, what do we do? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Okay, I was raised in Ocala, but mostly a lot of my childhood was spent in New Orleans. I moved back to Ocala in 1986, worked a small job at Fisher Chevron. I don't know if anybody remembers that. It was at 27th Avenue and 200 years and years ago. I worked there at nighttime. In the evening time before work, I went to police recruit school. Okay, I became a police officer in 1987. Started with the Ocala Police Department in November of 1987. Retired in 2016, so a little over 28 and a half years with the Ocala Police Department. While at the PD, I worked patrol K9 and I was a narcotics officer. So after that, when I retired, I was 49 years old. I said, you know what, that's too young to retire and sit around and do nothing. So I said, let me use what I know and put it to use to help people. So I started an investigations company. There's my wife and my kids. So a funny story, when I started at the police department, Chief Lee McGehee was transitioning people from revolvers to semi-automatics. I wanted a semi-automatic, of course. It carries 15 bullets instead of 6. That's a no-brainer. I want one. Well, the chief said you had to buy it yourself. The department wasn't purchasing it. The only problem was I was 20 years old at the time, and guess what? You can't buy a firearm. So my wife, who was 21 at the time, said, I'll buy it for you. All right, so she was picking that, and I was thinking, no, I like it, but I don't know. So here's our dogs. I was in the K9 unit and had a K9 in the drug unit. We seized a little bit of money from time to time. The last year that I had her, we seized about $250,000 in drug money. So what do we do? A lot of people, when they think of private investigations, the first thing that comes to their mind is cheaters. Cheaters? You mean like cheaters on TV? No. About maybe 10% of what we do is cheater investigations, infidelity investigations. A lot of what we do is asset searches. If someone's got a judgment against somebody, we can do some searches to try to find assets to help that person recover some of that judgment. Because when you sue somebody in court, the judges don't give you the money. They just say, okay, here's a piece of paper saying that you have a judgment against them. That's it. We do background checks. We also do the level 2 live scan fingerprinting, so we can transmit those to FDLE and FBI for employment purposes or to get your state licensing and stuff. Polygraphs, we do polygraph services. A lot of what we do is child support cases. A lot of people ask, what is a child support case? Well, you get someone where the parent's not doing what the court order says that they're supposed to be doing, and someone will hire us to go and see if we can find out what they're doing. Civil investigations is part of that. We do some criminal investigations. It's kind of like, we used to always say that defense attorneys worked on the dark side when I was on the police department. So now what we do is we actually go through and we review cases for defense attorneys to see if the case is good or if there's anything like that that can help out a defendant. Believe it or not, sometimes people do get arrested for something that they didn't do. It happens. Not much, but it happens. Let's see, the domestic, the infidelity, the cheater. Insurance fraud, missing persons cases. A good case that we had just last week before Thanksgiving. We had an elderly man who was 83 years old, needed oxygen, was missing. Family reported him missing. The day before Thanksgiving, we located him alive and well, and he was able to return to his family. He was reported missing by the Lady Lake Police Department, but he was found in Marion County. So due to those jurisdictional lines, it's hard for a detective to cross over to Marion County, leave the city, stuff like that. As a private investigator, we're licensed throughout the entire state of Florida, so we don't have the jurisdiction issues like law enforcement does. So that kind of, it gives us a little bit of an advantage with that. Surveillance, of course everybody knows what that is, we're watching you. Process serving, so we do a lot of eviction summonses. We have some attorney clients that are real estate attorneys that send us their eviction summonses. to post or serve. Believe it or not, 9 out of 10 tell me thank you when I'm done. This is just a basic setup of what we do. The background checks, we look for civil and criminal cases, prior evictions, and such, child support and child custody investigations. Let's kind of go through this kind of quick. Let's see, skip trace investigations, where we actually try to find people who are, trying to, somebody wants to get them served for papers or something, or they're locating a missing relative. Surveillance investigations. I'm kind of running through this quick because my time's limited. So if you could visit us, we have a website, ocalapi.com. Very easy. It'll direct you to Sentry Service Investigations. And like us on Facebook at Sentry Service LLC. And thank you, and we're open for any questions.
Great job, Jeff.